Hi everybody, here is, as promised, our recap of today's lesson on pop art and the assignment that you need to complete for your pop art assignment. Here are the requirements. You must color. Now, we did say that you can color two different pictures if you chose. You may also do the same picture. You're going to use two different color schemes, hot, cold, complementary, or analogous. And those two pictures with your color schemes are worth 50 points. And if you can't remember what those hot, cold, complementary, or analogous colors are, don't forget, under our color wheel assignment, you have a color wheel fact sheet that will help you with those answers. You must use the color schemes correctly. So, for example, if you chose a hot color scheme and accidentally put blue in there, of course, you would lose points for not using that color scheme correctly. And of course, neatness counts for 25 points. Now, you may complete this using your traditional drawing materials, pen and paper, pencil and pen, or of course, I'm going to show you how you can do this digitally. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to head over to the Google, and you're going to want to find some kind of image that you're going to color using the two color schemes. And of course, you want to right click and save image as. Of course, it's going to pop open or where you're going to save things at. I like personally to put things into downloads. It makes it easier for me to find. So now it's saved, and I'm going to now head over to Sketchpad. Now here are my aquanauts that I did earlier. The one on the top, I used using hot colors, pinks and oranges and yellows. One on the bottom, I used complementary colors, blues, and different types of oranges. Okay, so here I am in Sketchpad. I've got my blank document. Whenever you are in Sketchpad, it's always going to open up the last thing you did. So to start something new, right over here, you're going to click the plus sign on the left, it says new, and it's going to ask you what size you want it to be. It will default to blank, which is 8.5 by 11, but I did show folks that if you wanted to scroll down and make sure, right here, 8.5 by 11, that's the one you want to choose, and then hit create. All right, so now you're saying, Mrs. Swistak, how did you get your picture from your computer onto Sketchpad? Very simply. All the way up the top here, you've got this little smiley face. Click the smiley face, and it's got a button there that says load your own image. So I'm going to click that button. I'm going to find my shoe that I want to use. Make sure it says the letters JPG file at the end of it here. If you choose one that does not have a JPG file, it probably will not open up in Sketchpad. So if you're having trouble importing your image, check what kind of file it is. If it's not a JPG, it's not going to work. All right, so I'm going to hit open, and there's my sneaker. I'm going to right click and copy, and I'm going to right click and paste. So now that I have two sneakers, just remember doing this in two different color schemes. Okay, so to fill this in easily without having to use the drawing tools, because I know that can be kind of difficult when you're using a mouse or your little pad on your Chromebook, you're going to use the bucket fill. So you'll come over to the bucket here. You want to make sure that this says pixel fill. All right. If it is changed to the other one, vector, make sure you put it on pixel. All right, that's important. If it's not on pixel fill, it will not fill in your areas nice and easy. All right, so say we're doing this with hot colors. Okay, Sketchpad has different choices for you. You've got plain colors, some stripy colors, some radial colors, and of course, some patterns. Now, earlier today, I was having a lot of fun with using those patterns. Makes it look real nice and Gucci for me. So I'm going to do hot colors. I picked this orange and yellow pattern here, and just by clicking on the space that I want it to fill, it's going to go ahead and fill up that little space with that pattern. Oh, it just looks so awesome. I love it. I'm loving these patterns. They look great. Now, as I was saying earlier, when I was doing this over the weekend, I had noticed that there was a little bit of jumping around, and I'm not sure if that's because I was doing it on my laptop and not on my desktop. How I solved that was by using the zoom key here, this little magnifying glass. So if you find out you're jumping around, just go ahead and zoom back in and out, and that should get you back on track. Just be sure when you're ready to paint again, click the bucket, and then you go ahead and fill in your spaces. See, that's what happened to me before, was it wouldn't fill, so I just had to kind of zoom in and out, re-click my bucket fill, and it would keep on keeping on. Okay, so do keep that in mind. If that does happen to you, you might just have to zoom in and out and try again. There it goes. Yeah, I don't know why that seems to do it, but the zoom feature does seem to do the trick. Okay, so that's me starting to color that one in with hot colors. I can also choose to combine the different patterns. If I wanted to use some of these other different types of fills, I can. All right, and then say the bottom one, we wanted to use cold colors or a complementary color pair. Since we got some cool blue here, you can go ahead and, you know, choose your cold colors for different kinds of fill. And once again, this seems to be doing that, a little weirdness. That's okay. I'm just going to zoom in and out and reselect, and that should take care of it. No problem. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, that's how you use sketchpad to color things in without having to use the actual drawing tools, which can be a little bit messy. Now do make sure when you're ready to be complete, you're going to go over here to settings and either make sure that your little switch here is turned on to store your files in Google Drive, and it will ask you for access to your Google Drive. I'm going to go ahead and turn mine off because I don't want a bunch of files in my drive. Or you need to save it as a JPEG or a PDF so you can attach it to your assignment in Google Classroom. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope this little tutorial was helpful with coloring in your assignments. And yes, this sketchpad does have clip art frames. So when you're over here, if you want to click on a frame and look for a frame, just type in frame, and you can kind of decorate up your design however you choose. All right, enjoy the video. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you back at my classroom tomorrow.